This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with a shakeup in Wasco with calls for Mayor Alex Garcia to step down from his leadership post over a DUI charge from last month.
Mr. Mayor, I do believe at this time, due to the allegations against you, that you cannot effectively serve as the face of this community.
Two Wasco City Councilmen, Tito Cortez and Vincent Martinez, said at Tuesday's council meeting that Garcia should resign as mayor, although not necessarily from the city council, because his case represents an unwanted distraction for the city government. Garcia told 17 News he's still trying to, quote, wrap his head around it. He also said the council members' suggestion that he quit felt like, quote, extrajudicial judgment. Councilmember Cortez indicated Garcia's situation will be discussed at the next Wasco City Council meeting scheduled for July 20th. Garcia says he has retained counsel and expects to be exonerated. Now in your 17 Crime Watch, police are investigating after an hours-long standoff overnight in South Bakersfield. Officials say it started shortly after 11 p.m. when they received calls about a man shooting a handgun while driving erratically on South Fairfax Road and Red Bank Road. KCSO says they eventually located the suspect inside a home near Via Del Mar near Shirley Lane Elementary School. No word yet on whether the suspect was taken into custody. We are working to bring you more details about this story and update them as soon as we learn more. Also overnight, city firefighters responded to the structure fire in East Bakersfield. According to Bakersfield Fire, it broke out just before 11 p.m. on Niles Street near Orange Drive. The building was formerly a gym but has since been vacant. Several engines responded to the blaze, with firefighters remaining on scene for several hours monitoring that fire. No injuries were reported. No word yet on what caused the fire. Well, 3 days after the 4th of July, the numbers are in. The county fire department announced one man was arrested for selling illegal fireworks and 40 people were cited for possession of illegal fireworks. The department says this year, nearly 2,400 calls were made to its emergency communication center. The data shows about 500 less calls were made this year compared to 2020. During the 4th of July weekend, the sheriff's office said it seized nearly 5,000 pounds of illegal fireworks. And speaking of illegal fireworks, the Bakersfield City Fire Department seized 500 pounds of illegal fireworks over the 4th of July weekend. This is in addition to more than 4,000 pounds of illegal fireworks seized by the Kern County Fire Department.
If it doesn't have a safe and sane mark on the firework, we don't want to have citizens light it off. There was actually two injuries. One was a 35-year-old female and one was a 16-year-old male, and they both had serious injuries to their hands.
BFD says the fireworks are not just a danger to people, but also to the community. Fireworks that explode in the air can cause embers to rain down, sparking fires. And that's exactly what happened this weekend as BPD responded to 15 structure fires. Now, the Kern County Fire Department has launched a section on their website allowing the community to report illegal fireworks in the area. The online tip form is available 24 hours a day on kerncountyfire.org, or you can call 868-6070. Well, the Bakersfield Police Department is asking for help finding a man considered at risk. 24-year-old Brian David Soriano was last seen Sunday afternoon in a neighborhood between Ash and Stein Roads, just north of Harris Road. He's 5 feet 6 inches tall, 140 pounds, has brown eyes and black short hair. He's considered at risk due to a medical condition. Anyone with information on Brian David Soriano's location is asked to contact BPD at 327-7111. Well, it has been nearly 200 days since two young boys from California City were reported missing, and that search continues. Orson and Orrin West were reported missing December 21st. Bakersfield police are in charge of that investigation.
But make no mistake, this is very important to us. A lot of resources have been devoted to this, and we will continue to work until we have the answers.
BPD says if you have information, you're asked to contact the Secret Witness hotline at 322-4040. Well, making headlines around the world, Haitian President Moïse was arrested in an attack on the private residence overnight. Now, the country's interim prime minister calling the killing a hateful, inhumane, and barbaric act and is declaring a nationwide state of emergency. Now, the First Lady was shot in the attack and is reportedly hospitalized. The assassination coincides with a wave of gang violence in the capital. The bloodshed in Haiti has been driven by political unrest and worsening poverty, including food shortages. And President Joe Biden speaking out on the situation in Haiti, calling it, quote, very worrisome. President Biden was asked about what happened as he departed from the White House to Illinois.
What's your reaction, Mr. President, to the Haitian president being assassinated?
We need a lot more information, but it's very worrisome about the state of Haiti.
Does the U.S. have a role in seeking justice?
Now, the president held a national security meeting this morning on cyber threats before his departure. Meantime, former President Donald Trump today announced that he's suing big tech companies, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Trump said he's leading the class action lawsuit against the social media giants because of bans imposed on him and other Americans. The former president said the suspension of his social media accounts amounts to an infringement on the First Amendment's guarantee that speech won't be curtailed by the government. Trump also said he's seeking punitive damages. Trump has had a long-running battle with Facebook and Twitter, with both media platforms suspending his accounts. Last January, after the attacks on the Capitol, Trump's Twitter account with 88 million followers was permanently banned. And Haitian Community Blood Bank is continuing to push for more blood donors amid a nationwide blood shortage. They're looking to jumpstart interest with a contest for a new car. Over the next 4 months, those who donate whole blood, plasma, or platelets will be entered to win a new car. The winner will be announced in November. To make an appointment, just call 323-4222 or visit hcbb.com. As we start to head into triple-digit weather, Kern Public Health is reminding everyone to protect yourself from the heat. They say you should drink plenty of water and try to avoid alcohol. Avoid physical exertion outdoors during the hottest parts of the day. They advise wearing a wide-brimmed hat to cover your face and neck and to use cool compresses to cool yourself down. As a reminder, never leave infants, children, or pets in a parked car. It can take as little as 10 minutes for the temperatures inside a car to rise to levels that can kill.
Clínica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clínica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.